him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And Belcher bashing time, yeah. David Lee Roth has mocked Sammy Belcher's claim that the fellow former lying Van Halen singer, well, it's actually Vangina, drew inspiration from a song from a dream he had where he reunited with his late bandmate Eddie Van Halen. God, man. It's like, that came and went, right? That stupid little, thing he did. Yeah, I wrote a song with Eddie Van Halen. Here it is. Put a video out. I saw a lot of negative shit. Nobody's talking about it anymore. But Dave brings it back. He brings it back. I actually put on the video before doing the news. I was like, let me go rewatch it because I remember it being horrible. And yeah. Memory served me correct. It's so bad. It's so trying to be Vangina. Anyway, and it's pretty bad when you're trying to be something that sucks. Anyway, in 2022, it's been 3 years, recounted being greeted by Eddie Van Halen in a dream where they got together and made a new track. The song was Encore, Thank You, Good Night. And it was released this past April, and nobody gave a fuck. On August 13th, while performing the Van Halen classic Dance the Night Away at Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, during his recent launched Summer 2025 U.S. solo tour that I saw, Roth addressed Hagar's claim, telling the crowd, oh, this is great. One of my esteemed colleagues, he's a contemporary. He's got a great voice, and he's got a great catalog. You know Sammy Hagar, right? He's got a great voice. And Sammy, aloud, he described to the media about 6 weeks ago that the ghost of Eddie Van Halen visited him and graced him with a song that he memorialized and then went home and recorded it. It's on the internet. I don't know what the odds are, but last night the ghost of Eddie Van Halen visited me at the fucking hotel room. I was watching the weather report and he came in and he was laughing. His fucking ghost was laughing. And I said, what do you know? And he said, Dave, actually, you want me to do his accent? And he adopts Eddie's accent. He says, hey, Dave, you know that song I gave Hagar? I said, what now? He said, it's actually Iron Butterflies In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida backwards. Don't fucking tell him. This all stays in this room, right? I laughed. We shared a ghost cigarette, a ghost Marlboro, and no one of these pussy-ass white ones, but the Marlboro Reds. And I hugged my brother Ed and I said, man, do I fucking miss you. And he said, I miss you too, Dave. And he said, but you know what? You should still go to hell. And I said, save me a seat. Oh, there he goes. It's weird because Dave got some heat like a couple weeks ago where he said nice things about Ozzy, but he ended it by saying, he'll have a drink with Ozzy in hell. And people got really upset about it. And Dave must have heard something about that. Because I don't know if he would have said, yeah, Eddie's in hell, I'll see you there. Save me a seat in hell, Oh, man, Dave's a little senile, man. But, he's still out there, man. I saw the show, and, I may be like a Roth defender and all that shit, but really, I can't defend the last time I saw him. I will say I had a good time. I'm glad I went. The band was great. Dave was great 30% of the time, and 70% of the time he was just screaming where he should have been just talking like the song. It's weird, man. You know, on the original recording, he's like kind of talking, you know, and then he does the scream, and now it's like, man, can somebody please tell him? But maybe he doesn't register because he's kind of, you know, he's whacked out. Come on, Dave is whacked out. But it was entertaining. He was all smiles. And, you know, now and then he'll come up with something goofy like this, and yeah, you know. Eddie came to Sammy in a dream. Man, I did a report on that when that happened. I mean, Jesus, man. You know, UFOs. He's been abducted by UFOs. He sold more in Vangina than David Lee Roth sold with Van Halen. I mean, all these things that are beyond questionable and also not true. They're just not true, you know? And Hagar tards are always the first. You know, Hagar tards are as bad as Roth tards, but at least Roth tards are right. But Hagar tards always throw out, well, they had #1 album with Sammy, #1 album with Sammy, #1 album with Sammy. Like, that matters, you know? But let's say, you know, okay, to you it matters. Well, how about album sales? You know, how about those albums that didn't go #1 that sold more than those #1 albums? And by the way, since #1 means so much, what's the #1 song Vangina's ever done? They did one with Dave. Jump went #1. No, there ain't no song on the Billboard charts. You'll probably find it on the rock charts or you know, your mama's chart and this like that. But Billboard charts, there's no #1 single from Vangina. Not that it matters. But it matters to Vangina fans because they're so dumb. They think that #1 albums matter when they say, no, they always had #1s with Sammy. They didn't have none with Dave. They're so dumb they can't think for a second. Yeah, but those albums with Dave sold more than these #1 albums. Those Hagar twats out there, I gotta say, they are a very special kind of stupid. Like, I shit you not. I'm serious when I say this. I've seen Hagar twats, a lot of them, say, Sammy's a good guy. He's a good dude. I mean, they're clueless. They have no idea what a backstabbing psychopath that lies like crazy, you know? I mean, isn't he due to badmouth Alex Van Halen again? I think it's been a little bit. It's been a minute. And when it comes to his voice, that I can excuse people that say that Sammy Hagar has a good singing voice. I can excuse people that think that because we all have different musical opinions, and I can respect that. But if you're gonna tell me Sammy has a better voice than David Lee Roth, telling me that, no, I'm not gonna agree with that. I'll agree with you that you think Sammy has a good voice, but I won't agree that Sammy's voice is better than Dave. I've said it a million times. I'd rather take David Lee Roth's Dying Dead Frog voice that I just saw him do a couple weeks ago than Sammy at his best. But, you know, let's eliminate his dead frog voice, which everybody always focuses on. Oh, he's horrible, he sucks, he never can sing, he sucks. No, I don't agree with that. I thought he was awesome back in the day. I got a lot of soundboards that I think he sounds amazing. And the albums, Hear About It Later, his voice on Hear About It Later, on Little Dreamer, man, on Secrets, come on, give me a break, you know? There's no way I can agree with Sammy, who's like one of the most annoying voices. It's up there with Yoko with me. A lot of people, you know how you cringe when you hear Yoko Ono sing? That's how I feel when I hear this fucking screeching Ronald McDonald looking fuck. Anyway, hey, there you go. There's some more Hagar bashing for you all. I know a lot of you love it. You know, there's a lot of people that leave comments like how much they appreciate me bashing on Hagar. You know, I mean, look, I really do hate the guy, but it's it's an act too. I gotta say, because people think I'm so fixated. You know, I had one guy tell me, "Oh, I focus on good stuff in music. I don't waste my energy on hate." You know, it's like telling me this, like I'm supposed to be like him. Oh, let me follow you, because I'm a sheep. No. The hatred for Hagar is awesome. It makes me feel good to hate on a piece of shit like him. It makes me happy, and nobody can take away my happiness. So anyway, everybody out there, thank you so much for watching the only news that matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. Even you Hagar twats, you're all welcome. And like the video, it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Diamond David Lee Roth with Van Halen. Can't go wrong with that. And smack 'em a gob. Belcher sucks.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.